All right, thanks, guys. We are coming off another winning day on my Patreon website. We went 3-1 yesterday in our 4 premium picks on patreon.com/BrockPage. It's going to put us at 6-3 in our last 9 premium picks on that site. We're also 5-1 in our last 6 board member tier package plays, and we're 14-6 in our last 20 college basketball tier package plays as well. We have well over 1,100 members currently active on that site. If you want some more information, all you have to do is click the link in the description section below. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, we are red hot in many different packages right now. All right, guys, we got ourselves a pretty big slate of NBA action here for tonight, so let's go ahead and dive into it. We're going to start with the Hawks taking on the Wizards, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Washington's -3 at home, total 246. Now, we are seeing money on Atlanta and the over in this one. We saw a 1-point fade of Washington and movement upward on the total. The Wizards open as the 4-point favorite, down to -3. Total open 245 up to 246. And right now, Atlanta's plus $1.35 on the money line. Now, if you like the Hawks in this matchup here, just keep in mind Bembry and Reddish are listed as questionable. Dedmon's listed as questionable as well. Atlanta ranks dead last in shooting the 3 ball, bottom 10 in offensive rebounding. The Hawks are currently second to last in the East. 25 games under 500, and out of their 31 games on the road this year, they've been victorious in just 6 of them. They're also ranking in the bottom 3 in points allowed, bottom 5 in defensive rebounding. Washington, on the other side, they successfully covered the number in 4 out of their last 6 themselves. The Wizards rank in the top 10 in scoring on average per game as well. Now, Smith is out. Thomas Bryant, though, he's been upgraded to probable. Good to see him back in action. Bradley Beal, 30 points a game, 4 rebounds, 6 assists. Davis Bertans, 15 points a game, 5 boards for him. We're looking at a Washington squad who's averaging 116 points per contest on their home court. 5 out of their last 7 got over the number. Meanwhile, Atlanta 5-2 to the over in their last 7 themselves. I'm going to lean Washington -3 and the over 246 in that game. Next matchup, Spurs, Nets, 7:30 Brooklyn. The Nets are the 2.5-point favorite, total at 221.5. San Antonio's plus $1.25. Aldridge and Bellinari, they are out for the Spurs. Having said that, though, San Antonio ranks in the top 10 in field goal percentage, top 10 in shooting the 3 ball. They're just 4 games back of the 8th seed, so still technically in the playoff hunt. 4-3 straight up in their last 7. DeMar DeRozan, 22, 6, and 5. Patty Mills, 12 points a game for him. San Antonio, top 10 in road scoring, top 5 in road field goal percentage. Brooklyn, on the other side, losers of 5 out of their last 6. They also failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of those 6 games. Garrett Temple has been downgraded to doubtful. Brooklyn, bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 10 in defensive rebounding. 4 out of Brooklyn's last 6 did get over the total. San Antonio, 70% to the over in their last 10, 20-11 to the over when they travel. I'm going to lean toward the road dog in this one. Give me the Spurs plus 2.5 and the over 221.5 in that contest. Next game, Thunder, Knicks, 7:30 Madison Square Garden. OKC's -7 on the road, total 218.5. Money's on OKC and the over in this one. The Thunder opened as the 6.5-point favorite, up to -7. Total open 218 up to 218 and a hook. Right now, the Knicks are plus 255 on the money line. They've also lost 7 out of their last 9 games. And out of their 31 games at MSG this year, they've been victorious in just 10 of them. New York ranks, they're currently in 13th place in the East. And that's 24 games under 500 for the Knicks. They're also 8 games back of the 8th seed. New York, bottom 3 in scoring on average per game, bottom 10 in offensive field goal percentage. They're averaging just 105 points per game. Smith is out. Robinson's questionable. OKC on the other side, very good covering the number when they travel. 21-8 against the spread on the road. Top 5 in offensive field goal percentage. OKC's currently in 6th place in the Western Conference, and they're just 1.5 games back of the 4th seed. They're right in the mix there. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 19 points a game, 6 rebounds. Danilo Gallinari, 19 points a game, 6 boards. And Dennis Schroeder, 19 points a game, 4 assists for him. OKC, top 10 in points allowed. They're giving up just 107 points per game when they travel. Now, 3 out of OKC's last 4 games did stay under the total. Meanwhile, New York is 20-11 to the under on their home court. I'm going to lean OKC -7 and the under 218.5 in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Friday's NBA action. Happy Friday to you. The weekend is finally here. Now, before we go ahead and move on, just got to quickly remind you once again to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 through the end of the month. You get billed the day you sign up, and then on the first of every month. That's the way it works. And we are currently 5-1 in our last 6 board member tier package plays. We went 3-1 yesterday in our 4 premium selections on that entire website. Another winning day for us, 75% on a Thursday. But once again, we are currently 5-1 in our last 6 board member tier package plays. We're also, 14-6 in our last 20 college basketball tier package plays on that site as well. We have a bunch of different memberships, tiers, and packages that you can subscribe to. Really, really good stuff over there. We have over 1,100 members currently active. And you might be wondering, why would I sign up for Patreon when, you can get all the picks for free here on YouTube? And it's certainly a great thought. But here's the problem. If you were going to bet every single game on the board that I give you here on YouTube, if you were going to bet every single game on the board with your hard-earned money, side and total, you are guaranteeing yourself failure. You are not going to win money in the long run. And as a matter of fact, you're probably going to end up losing your money in the short run. The books are way too smart. They're way too sharp. They have way too much money to absorb that kind of action, and you don't. So what I do on Patreon is I really break it down and kind of focus in on 4 to 5 premium selections per day, games that I personally have action on, high percentage picks. And I'll tell you what, my current Patreon record is a whole lot better than it is here on YouTube, handicapping every single game on the board. So if you want to check out my current record, you can do that for free. It's right on the homepage. Once again, that is patreon.com/BrockPage. And once again, we have over 1,100 members currently signed up and active on that website. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some more free lines and personal leans right here on YouTube. All starts Eastern Standard Time. And on deck, we've got the Magic taking on the T-Wolves. 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in Minnesota. Orlando's laying 2 points on the road here, total at 233 and a hook. We are seeing money on Minnesota in this one. We're also seeing money on the under. Don't see that a whole lot. But anyway, Orlando open as the 3-point favorite, down to -2. Total open 234, down to 233 and a hook. Right now, Minnesota's plus $1.20 on the money line. And if you like the T-Wolves in this game here, just keep in mind, they dropped 7 out of their last 10. They're also just 8-22 straight up at home. Now, the T-Wolves have the second to last, they're in second to last place in the Western Conference, 23 games under 500. They also rank in the bottom 5 in offensive field goal percentage, bottom 5 in points allowed. Orlando on the other side, pretty good against the number when they travel. 18-13 ATS on the road, top 5 in points allowed. Currently in 8th place in the Eastern Conference, so if the season ended today, they would be in the playoffs. And they are 3.5 games ahead of Washington for that 8th seed. Orlando, they are allowing just 107 points per game. Nick Vucevic, 19-11-4. Evan Fournier, 19-3-3. Aaron Gordon, 14-8-4. Orlando, 9-0 to the over in their last 9. 20-11 to the over on the road. Meanwhile, Minnesota, 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean Orlando -2 and the over 233.5 in that contest. Next game, Jazz, Celtics, 8 o'clock Boston. The Celtics are -2, total at 220.5. We are seeing money on Utah and the over in this one. Boston open 2.5, down to -2. Total open 219.5, up to 220 and a hook. Right now, Utah is plus $1.20 on the money line. And if you like the Jazz in this matchup here, just keep in mind, they've been victorious in just 3 out of their last 7. They've also gone just 50% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. And out of their 23 games where they faced a team over 550, they've covered just 10 of them. So once again, they're just 10-13 against the spread, taking on teams over 550. That's a win percentage. So really struggling against those top-tier teams to cover the number. Now, Boston on the other side, they are 72% against the spread, taking on teams over 550. So same stat, same category, much different result. Once again, 72% against the spread, taking on teams over 550 is this Boston team. The Celtics are also 7-4 against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. They've successfully covered the number in 7 out of their last 8, and they are 23-7 straight up at the Garden, couple more things to add about this Celtics squad. They rank in the top 10 in scoring, top 10 in offensive rebounding, third place in the Eastern Conference at 42-19, 23 games over 500, 1.5 games back for the second seed. Now, Hayward and Brown are out, so we're not going to see those guys tonight, but Boston, they have great depth. Jason Tatum, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. Kemba Walker, 22, 4, and 5. Of course, Marcus Smart, 13, 4, and 5 for him. He's also averaging 2 steals per game. Boston, top 3 in points allowed, top 5 in defensive field goal percentage. They're allowing just 106 points per game. Now, the Celtics are 2-0 to the over in their last 2, 6-2 to the over in their last 8. Meanwhile, 2 out of Utah's last 3 got over the number themselves. I'm going to lean Boston -2 in the over 220.5 in that contest.